it's too early. Oh, and unfortunately, I cut it too early. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well.
Good.
The walls were not always this close. The beams did not always groan when we moved, and the dead do not breathe. And yet we breathe too much for this place. 5 Canaanites walk these halls like fog with teeth, and the stone remembers, the blood remembers. The granary's ash, the boy still stirs, and now Cuthwin sits upon the hall like a stone placed too soon in a grave. There's no room left here. The servants flinch in silence, the cattle do not return, the raven watches, and something in the soil is hungry for names it once forgot. The estate is no stronghold, it is a box, and it's too small. Too small for the 5 who do not die. Tonight the wood swells with secrets, the coin sweats beneath the floorboards, and the breath of the estate hangs still, like a coffin just before it's nailed shut. And the land remembers. All right, everyone. Sorry, I always got to do my little monologue. I like to do that. Sorry about that. But introductions, everybody. We're going to start with Nerd at Art. Tell us about yourself, and tell us about Roswin.
Oh, that speech. Remind me to get animalism so I can train an eagle to hunt that damn bird.
Good idea.
Right? So I am Nerd at Art. I don't really stream on my own, but I am the other half of Team Wildwood. You'll catch me over on that channel where I play video games and do a lot of tabletop with my friends. I get to play a vampire here on Monday nights with Zed, and I get to play a Marvel superhero on Wednesday nights, which is a lot of fun. Tonight, I am playing Rosewood of Lichfeld. She's just figuring out her footing as undead, and she's stirring things up a little bit. She's looking to, challenge the system. And it's been a really interesting journey so far. She's learned a lot of things about the people around her, and she's looking to stir things up some more.
Excellent. Davey, tell us about yourself. Tell us about Anarad.
Hey everybody, I'm Davey. I am a gamer, history dude, TPRG person, and I am playing Anarod, the Bruja court poet, sort of bard type fellow. He's got massive rage issues at the moment because he's just found out he's a Bruja. He's just gonna have to deal with that for the rest of his existence. Yeah, but last time he's feeling pretty good about himself because last time he played like an absolutely epic performance. And I don't know if I'm ever going to roll like that again, so I'm just going to coast off that for a while.
I love it. Excellent.
You're allowed to.
Absolutely. Joshi.
I'm just Joshi. I'm playing Suni, the Zemitsi, who is a dichotomy. I just want you to love me, and if you don't, I'll make you.
Perfect.
That's it. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Love it. That brings us to Cyneric, played by Keyword Savior.
I am Keywork Savior. I do stream on Twitch occasionally, mostly Switch 2 stuff recently, some more Tears of the Kingdom today, which I've got to say that frickin' game is so damn beautiful. Otherwise, on Monday nights, I am Cyneric the Ventru, right here in Anglo-Saxon England. He is the oath-sworn sword standby of Wendreda, son of a bastard, or he is a bastard, son of a fifthborn. Yeah. Oh, and Wednesday nights I am Stranglevine on Nerdwire Plays for Marvel TTRPG. And soon, TBD, Saturday, going to be Avatar, and then sometime later, possibly, Florida Ferals. So, yeah, cool
stuff. All right, Bad Dad, Leif, Seth, go tell us about yourself.
Hey, I'm Seth. I stream various games on my channel, Bad Dad Gaming. I play Leif, the Malkavian Seer, an oracle.
Excellent. All right, so I want to start with a little recap about last week, and then we'll go into our normal session stuff.
But
so,
what about me?
Oh my goodness. Oh, Harley, I apologize. Please
Couldn't
tell
see
me
behind
about
the microphone.
Please tell me
Yeah, I know,
about
right?
Wendreda.
It's going to be short and sweet too. Hi, I'm Ellie, Mrs. Keywork, also known as I play Wendreda the Ventru. She, like Roswin, is also looking to kind of fuck shit up and play with the system and see if things can't be changed. And she's kind of enjoying it a little bit, but that's it.
And once again, I profusely apologize. I did not mean to overlook you. I was too busy pulling up my document up and forgot that I had another person. I apologize profusely. All right, our recap for last week. The coterie's midnight council was interrupted by Adhelm, a wandering gangrel exile who claimed that the kindred of Winchester were all dead, leaving the city open. He offered his aid, but warned he wouldn't stay quiet for free. Cuthwin returned from campaign, haunted, gaunt, and not entirely human. He executed Agnar in cold silence, and a deeper mystery stirred. Osthra's wounds reopened, revealing a fey tormentor named Robin, who speaks in riddles and claims the boy stole from his lord. The coterie restrained the creature, but Cyneric fed on it, driving him into a fear frenzy and scattering him into the night. Now the hall swells with secrets. Cuthwin is not who he was, Winchester may be unclaimed, and something ancient plays games with blood and memory. Now I'm going to ask everybody, is there anything during the week that you wanted to do that we didn't do in downtime or that you wanted to address before we went forward tonight?
I'm assuming I'm probably terribly hungry after whatever I went through over however many nights I did. So I guess feeding will come apart, but basically that's it.
Okay. Anybody else?
Basically the fallout from my little psychedelic adventure.
Okay.
The only thing Arrow might have done, but it would be he's keeping an eye out for Aldhelm because he doesn't think that Aldhelm is gone. And if you guys were watching last week, Arrow was pretty keen on actually keeping him around as a sort of advisor, consultant type mentor. Even if you can't fully trust him, which I get the impression you can't, he still knows a lot of stuff and he knows a lot more than we do. So I think maybe he'd be hoping to see him around Winchester.
Okay. Now, unfortunately, well, you know what? You have Auspex. So give me a Wits plus Auspex roll.
Plus my power die.
What's your power die? But you're looking for 5.
Okay, what's my wits plus aspects? I can never remember this. I need 5 successes.
You're looking for 5, yes.
I
Okay,
do not have that many dice.
That seems excessive. Why don't we go with 4? That 5 seems excessive. 4,
Yeah, you might crit.
All right,
you
okay.
might crit. Yep.
I might crit. Crit. Okay, sure.
5 seems excessive.
What would my hunger be at?
Let's say your hunger is going to be at 3 if you're just doing this during the week. Just do it at 2. Do it at a 2. It seems excessive. We're not there yet. Do it at a 2.
Okay.
Man. Wishy-washy.
Guaranteed crit.
Guaranteed
I was
crit.
going to say, theoretically, the feeding got easier this week because all the men came back, right? There's more people around.
I got 2.
All right, so you don't notice Aldhelm. You do notice there is a preponderance of ravens in Winchester. And you can't recognize them individually, but it's not like you see them this regularly in this concentration at night. So there is quite a few.
Nevermore.
So you don't see Aldhelm, but you kind of feel his influence. At least you get the impression that he's watching.
Right. Okay.
Anyone else wanted to do anything else during the week? Any searches, anything like that? I know some of you wrote some great stuff, and I really encourage people to take a look at that. Everything everybody writes on the Discord. Read it, enjoy it, because they write some great stuff. Especially the Cyneric stuff that came out today was just amazing. And Joshy's trip to the alehouse was phenomenal. So just bravo to both of you.
You were saying...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You were saying that you wanted to do something involving my backstory. Or my downtime. We could do that.
So you didn't see anything at the alehouse that night, but you did hear rumors. But I need to see which rumors you hear. So I want you to give me a wits plus subterfuge check.
Wits plus subterfuge. And
Or
how many?
Streetwise, whichever is better.
It's the same pool.
It's the same pool? Okay.
2 hunger, are we saying?
2 hunger, yes, sir.
Oh, dang it.
It's a mystery to everyone.
I was going to tell you 3 successes. You got the 3 successes. You have heard that there has been a gambling woman. A woman has been gambling in the alehouse as of late. She's not there this evening, but she has been winning everything ever since she won everything from a Reeve's son. She has not lost sense.
That sounds important.
What did she win from him?
Everything.
You got your 3. That's the main. She doesn't appear that night, but she does arrive pretty regularly, and she'll probably be back at some point during the week. You're told.
Okay. I would, upon hearing about that and knowing how interested Anarod was at the end of the interaction with Robin last time, I would make it known to him that there is a woman at my local alehouse who has won everything from a Reeve's son and continues winning.
Is your alehouse my alehouse? That's a question.
That is his question.
How many alehouses are there in Winchester?
There is one.
Not Winchester.
There is. Oh, yeah, you're in Skaldemere, aren't you? Are you in
Yeah, we're not in Winchester.
Oh,
Yes,
right. I see.
Yes.
So,
Interesting.
just to clarify, Suni heard that at the alehouse in Winchester, but Honorod's been hanging out the one in Skaldemere.
Right. So what Suni heard
thank you.
is that they didn't say that the rumor isn't that she beat him there. It's that she's been there since she took everything from the Reeve's son. They didn't say where the Reeve's son was taken for. You know the information. The Reeve's son lost it in the alehouse, Wilner's alehouse. So you can do whatever you want with that information. Now,
That's very helpful.
I got a question. Were you doing anything with Cuthwin, Ellie?
See, I had thought about, re-ghouling him, but I don't have the experience points to do that yet. So I was kind of on the fence with what to do.
Okay. All right.
Maybe if it's a 9-point retainer or whatever, 3 points, so 9 XP. No, it'd be 12 XP.
Yep.
9
XP? 9 XP. 9 XP.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's 9 XP.
Oh, so that'd be a 2-dot retainer.
No, a 2-dot retainer would be 6 XP.
Oh, okay. So it's not dot times.
It's new dot times 3. So new dot times 3. So 3, 6, 9.
Plus 6.
Yep.
Plus, yeah, okay.
Yeah, 3, 6, 9.
Anyway, maybe she could spend 3 now to do the first blood feeding, or I don't know, tier it, something like, because it's going to take 3 feedings anyway, right?
It will take 3 feedings. It is ghouled immediately, but he will not be bloodbound after the 3rd. Ghouling him does not make him your retainer. It's the actual blood bonding that makes him at least the making him. I mean, yes, it's the blood bond that really is what gives him the loyalty to you. Making him a ghoul who's bloodbound to someone else could be. Well, that could not work out. That could work out poorly. But if you wanted to ghoul him, one thing you've noticed, I will tell you after making a Wits plus awareness check, difficulty 3.
And what, hunger 2?
Hunger 2, yes. Oh, yes. You notice that Cuthwin seems to be getting older by the day.
Well then.
Maybe this problem takes care of itself.
Right? So he's starting to physically age more.
It's not super drastically, but you got a critical success. You're seeing a deepening of the lines. His hair is turning grayer. He's getting old. He looks to be getting older by the day.
Well, then, that's something to keep an eye out on. That's not it's a good thing, but it's also not a good thing. So,
Sounds like the effects of the previous bond are wearing off, is what's happening.
That's precisely it. You need to sustain him with some of your vitae.
So I should do that then.
It's clear he's not in contact with whomever put the blood bond on him.
All right, that's something we'll approach in play. All right, so why don't we get started with actual today's game? Let me just ask a couple quick questions. Did anyone have anyone going with the same desire, or did anyone change it this week?
My desire remains the same, exposing Athelwine's infidelity. Did Leofa come back to me with any information after our last?
No, that's the only information.
Meeting?
That's the only information she's able to get you this week. Expose Athelwine. Davey, any ambition this week?
Ambition this week is to find the coin.
And the coin.
This magic coin.
Josh.
I think I'm changing myself from endearing myself to Cuthwin because I don't really anticipate myself getting too near Cuthwin again. I think I'm going to change it to what's a good figuring out what to do with the boy.
Figuring out what to do with Osrith. Okay.
Where's the boy?
Cyneric?
I feel we more or less resolved the mystery of the Reeve son with Robin being the culprit, I guess. So I guess I have to change my desire. I don't know. I don't quite know where Cyneric's head is at right now. Perhaps we'll just throw out, I guess, resolving that.
Solving the Robin issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Separating Robin's chin from his chest.
Oh, okay. You want to go after Robin? Okay, resolving Robin like that.
No, I don't know if that'd be wise meta knowledge for all that jazz, but yeah, resolving the issue.
Okay, resolving the issue. Bad dad. Seth, what's Leif's?
I think I'm going to continue on with what Leif had planned from last week.
And that was? I don't have my list.
Oh, okay. So ingratiating himself with the church. So I think I'm going to try to dispatch some messages through Father Seowolf.
The church. Okay.
I just haven't decided exactly what those messages are going to be yet. Hopefully it comes to me in due time.
You got it, man. And Ellie.
Well, last week it was play nice, and so she played nice. This week it's going to be keeping an eye on her husband, and going from there.
Her husband. Excellent. All right. So we have ambitions. Now everyone, you're starting at hunger 3. We're going to feed. Here's the thing. If you're not feeding in Winchester, if you're feeding at the estate, you're at difficulty 4. If you're feeding in Winchester, you're at difficulty 3. So who's feeding in Winchester? Who's going to use herd?
I'll use my personal herd to bring me down to 2.
Okay.
And
then you don't even need
coterie herd. You guys can.
If you bring yourself to 2, you probably don't even need to feed, really. It's up to you.
I think I might skip it tonight and just stick at hunger 2. I think after tonight's session, I'm going to put another dot in dexterity, and then I'll be able to take half.
Okay. So that's Roswin's. You're just taking 2, but not feeding. Davey, are you going to feed?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll be feeding in Winchester.
All right. So you're Scott feeder. Give me your dexterity plus stealth. It's difficulty 3. Can you take half?
I can't take half.
Okay, so you have a hunger of 3.
But I will rouse for this.
You will rouse. Okay, so make your rouse check. All right, you do not get
Yeah, there you
do
go.
not get hungrier, which is fantastic.
Probably should have roused for waking up as well, right?
Oh yes, everybody roll a rouse to wake up. Thank you.
That might change my answer as to
That-
whether I'm
exactly,
feeding or
it
not.
I haven't passed a single rouse check.
Damn. Screwed myself there. I got hungry. So I'm hungry 4 now.
4.
Me too.
Me too.
All right.
Man.
Hey, we haven't killed anyone in a while, so
It's been a minute, so it's got to come up. Yeah.
a little bit of
we're
murder
about
as a
due. We're
treat.
about death.
Doesn't always need to end in
You're
death.
gonna do a murder.
Doesn't always need to end in death. All right, so let's roll those beautiful dice you've got for your Dex plus Stealth.
Should I roll another one? Because would I really be doing this without Blush of Life?
Roll it if you want. Yeah, you probably would be using Burst of Life. Wow,
I'm being super honest tonight, but
you really are.
fuck.
He just wanted to hit Hunger 5.
I'll get Hunger
Actually,
5.
I changed my mind. Shoot. All right. That wasn't very good.
no.
So it's let's roll real good and it won't be a problem. Dex and stealth plus 2 dice. That gives me 7 for this.
You're at 5 hunger.
Yeah.
And you're feeding a 5. Okay. Okay. So let's not have a critical.
Of any kind, yes.
Of any kind. Yes.
Let's roll real good, but not too good. Damn it.
Oh, damn it.
Willpower,
All right.
You can willpower 2 of
You
those.
can willpower 2 of those. That is correct.
Let's do that, shall
Yes, do it.
Ugh.
Oh, my.
You could use another willpower. You could use another willpower.
Used
you're-
all
I
his
don't
luck
really
in that
have-
roll last week.
Well, so
Remember,
you,
I don't really have much.
you recovered willpower equal to your.
can only use one willpower
Closure or
once.
resolve.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yes,
Pardon me, God.
I need a resolve plus composure check. As you do manage, resolve plus composure check. You need 3 successes.
Shit. I mean, that's all hunger dice. So.
That's all hunger dice. It doesn't matter anyway. You're in compulsion mode. You okay? So you actually go into, as you're feeding, you go into hunger frenzy.
Oh no.
Yes, because you were
You
hunger
said
5.
it. You said we haven't killed anybody in a while. You said it.
So you go into a
Jinx.
hunger frenzy, and not only do you unfortunately you do kill the victim that you're with, but you manage to wake up the other people who were sleeping that you were singing for, and they see. There's witnesses. What do you do?
Kill them all. Kill them all.
How many witnesses and where are they?
You were invited into a home to sing to sing some people to sleep for the evening. Kind of not a wealthy freeman, but someone with some money, as often happens. Your evening entertainment. You were brought in for the first watch, and you sang and you fed. And there's 2 other men in the room with you. You fed on the youngest of the men.
No, give me a moment to look at my disciplines here.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah. I have nothing for this. I go down to hunger 0 though, right?
You do go down to hunger 0, yes. And you gain a stain.
Yeah. Definitely gain a stain.
Definitely gain a stain.
These other guys are just gonna rat me out, right? Do they know who they are? Do they know who I am?
They don't know who you are. They're the guests. You ate the host.
All right. Because the pragmatist in me says it's time to kill both of them.
Okay.
If there's any chance of us getting found out because of this little this little hiccup. I don't think I can allow that. So
Just remember, Elhelm is watching.
He probably is.
He's gonna love this.
I don't think it's possible I could kill both of them before them running away, though. That's the only thing.
We could hamstring one and then chase down the other.
I could try. Okay, can I like
Turn the house to the ground.
You are
Can I,
also
like,
you are also under the compulsion of rage because of your
Oh.
critical failure. So you are an anti-authority at this time. So your Bruja rage is in effect. So
Bring it
keep that in mind.
down.
Yeah, okay, fine. In that case, I'm going to attempt to lethal body, like, beat them both to death
All right.
without them leaving the house.
We don't need
And
to
then
do any rolls. So this is just a feeding challenge. Yes, you pummel you because you catch them. They are still kind of unaware. They've seen what you did, but they're groggy. They're tired. They're like, oh, what? Huh? And all of a sudden, like a monster, you fling yourself upon them, beating them about with your fists until there's nothing left but bloody pulps. All the
Oh my
time,
God.
gorging on each of them. So take two more stains for the 2 humans that you kill to maintain the masquerade.
We're losing humanity tonight, guys.
Probably losing some humanity tonight. But you are at Hunger Zero, and you have maintained the masquerade for now. You do not. No one is watching. There are no other witnesses.
Are you the only one who's at 7 humanity so far, or is that Joshy?
I'm at 8 currently, but I'm pretty sure I won't be by the end of the night.
Is it Roswin who's at 7? Oh, okay.
All right, so that
I'm
brings
at
us
8.
to
Race
Josh.
to the bottom.
Your turn to feed. Now let me pull up. Are you feeding or what you doing, bud?
I'm definitely feeding, and I'm definitely doing it at the tavern alehouse.
All right,
I've overheard someone spill something that they shouldn't have spilled, and I extort the shit out of them about it.
all right. Since you're not feeding at the manor, you're feeding in the Skaldmere Ale House. Give me your manipulation plus intimidation, difficulty 3. Can you take half?
Manipulation, intimidation, difficulty 3. I can take half. Yes.
You take half, and you may bring yourself. You find someone, and you manipulate them into leaving with you, and you bully them into giving you what you want. And how long and how much time do you take to take what you want? Do you get yourself down to 1, and how do you get yourself out of the situation where you just took blood from somebody?
I will get myself down to 1, and I will leave them. I'll do the whole helping your drunk friend home type of deal with them stumbling, etc. And I will just leave them propped up next to the tavern in the alley.
You succeeded on your roll. Everything goes pretty much exactly as you wanted. Nothing happens. You don't accidentally murder anybody. Cyneric. Huskarl, strength plus. Where are you feeding, by the way?
Around the estate, Wessex.
Around the estate. So strength plus brawl, difficulty 4. I assume you
I
can take half.
Take half.
You
I
can
will.
take half. All right. So you find a training veteran, and you thump him with the broadside of an axe, and you knock him out, and you drag him back into the stables, and you drain him a little bit, and then you just sort of leave him there because that's how you speed. You're basically an alley cat.
Try not to be unconscious too long. I hear it's super bad for you.
Leif, what is your hunger at? 4?
Leif, 4.
4. Are you going to blush of health too?
Can't risk it. Can't risk it.
All right.
And I'll be feeding in Skaldmere.
All right. So another supplicant comes to you looking for advice from the seer. And you give them the advice.
What is that pool?
That pool for you, your Scrivener pool, is manipulation plus occult, difficulty 3.
Rip.
All right, so you don't manage to feed, but you also don't have a critical failure. So basically, you just don't get the opportunity to feed. You don't risk it. You're going to come into the game at hunger 4. It's going to be a rough night for you. Ellie, who are you going to feed off? You're going to feed off Are you going to feed off Cuthwin?
Is he currently drunk? Because if he is, yes. If not, is there any drunk nobleman on the, where she is? Or does she have to go into Winchester? Because she can do that too.
Cuthwin has been doing more drinking than ever since he came back from campaign this time. It seems to be how he comforts himself right now.
Well, then that's what I'll be doing, I guess. I'll be feeding off my husband.
All right, so manipulation plus persuasion, difficulty 4. Can you take half on that?
No, and I'm at hunger 4. All right, let's see. Fingers crossed.
You want to roll? Can she? No, it doesn't matter.
Roll 1.
You can roll a 1, and if you get you can do it if you crit.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's willpower. Let's see what happens.
Don't kill Cuthwin.
All right, we're killing Cuthwin.
Don't kill Cuthwin.
So Suni can make himself look like Cuthwin, right?
Right?
I mean, cards on the table. If you accidentally kill him, you can turn him. There's no sword of Damocles over us. There's no governing body over us. It's better than a dead Cuthwin.
The need to rule rears its head in the vampire. They stop at nothing to assume command of the situation. Someone must obey an order from the vampire. Any action not directly associated with leadership receives a 2 dice penalty. This compulsion lasts until an order has been obeyed. Yes, you feed deeply on Cuthwin. Deeply on Cuthwin.
You get drunk. She gets drunk and passes out before she finishes the job.
Can I still get drunk like that?
You get drunk like that because you drink very deeply of Cuthwin.
But
your arrogance kicks in. Give me a rouse check as you feed him some of that blood back before he dies. You're not embracing him. You are ghouling him, and you will spend your XP, the 9 XP, to do it. It's not each individual dot key work. It's a 3-dot merit. So a 3-dot merit is 3 times the number of dots. So
perfect. I got you. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for filling in that gap.
Well, I have 3 right now, so as time goes on, I will definitely be adding to that. So, yay! Problem solved itself.
You are, but you do not get enough blood to since you gave blood. You are going to come in tonight at hunger 3.
All right, hunger 3.
Okay.
To nothing.
All right. So, go ahead.
I would say, could I also take herd on top of that too, since no one else is, and drop it down a point?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, nobody's used the.
All right, well then I'm down to 2 now.
There's still somebody loafing about from after the festive Cuthwin's return.
All right. So
does anyone else need their hunger reduced? Because technically we still have a group coterie herd of 2 left over, right? There's still 2 dots that haven't been claimed.
I could definitely use one. I'm stuck at 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say only Wendreda used it. So.
All right. So where do you guys want to gather tonight? Do you want to gather ahead of time, or do you want to just start in a scene? Yes.
Before we gather, can I burn their house down?
You may destroy all evidence.
You may
destroy the evidence.
You may burn the house down. Yes, you may. You may burn the house down. And since you've already frenzied, I'm going to say the beast is satiated, and you don't get close enough, and you burn the house down. Now, I want to see: does the house next to it burn down? Because they're all made of thatch.
Well, that was the question I was going to ask. How close to it?
Dude, we have the Great Fire of Winchester at 800.
God,
it was a cow. A cow caused it.
You're fine.
I'm good.
Isolated fire.
Everything's coming over a lantern.
Everything's coming up, Millhouse.
All right. So what? Where do you want to gather at the Grove or somewhere to meet, or do
no
you
Grove.
Want no Grove?
No Grove.
Dead to us.
We got to go somewhere else.
I vote that we gather afterwards. I think we deal with the night, excuse me, as we do, and we'll confer afterwards.
I think that's fair.
And then Wendreda and Roswin can meet beforehand and then talk about it afterwards.
Sounds good.
So do you want to go to the alehouse first then?
Well, let me
Go ahead.
ask this: what was the fallout of my psychedelic adventure? Did I maim anybody or something like that?
No, you just woke up somewhere completely naked in a very random location somewhere in Wessex, and luckily you were covered in dirt when you awoke.
I was under hay and straw, so
Hay and straw, exactly.
and I probably rolled around in the mud too, tripping balls.
But you went on a very wild ride that you can't recall.
Yeah, his head hurts when he tries to. Probably best, and like I said, Cyneric kind of wonders maybe if a random shaft of sunlight in his hiding place ending him wouldn't probably be the easiest end that he might face, given everything that's happened over so few weeks.
You're not getting off that easy.
All right. So where do we want to meet? The alehouse, Cuthwin's hall, because Cuthwin is meeting tonight, and especially now that he is. Once you feed him, Ellie, he begins to get younger. Like his youth sort of returns, his vitality comes back almost immediately.
Well then, that's good.
Take a stain.
Me?
Yes, take a stain.
Okay, I'll take my stain.
Take a stain.
I will with pride.
Me? Little old me?
All right.
Consequences of my actions?
No.
My old enemy, the consequence of my actions.
It's like she hasn't ghouled anyone before. It's her first ghoul, guys.
She broke her ghoul virginity.
You're up so fast.
All right. So by day it brews, by night it boils. Oh, you guys are which alehouse are you meeting in? The one in Scaldmere or the one in Winchester?
Anerod wants to go to Wilna's alehouse for two reasons. Because that's where this coin is, and also because he wants to ask her to move back in to the smelly cellar.
So we're gonna go.
So that would be my choice, but I don't. Everybody else might have other ideas.
Considering the situation with my good Lord Applewine, I am considering taking the points to get my own haven in Winchester. Something that I can turn into like a dress shop, basically. So if I'm able to do that, I'll have to figure out how many dots I'll need for that. But you're welcome to come stay in the dress shop.
Oh, nice.
I'll also be spending points on Haven and Winchester.
Okay, excellent, fantastic.
Not now, but when I have them.
All right. So, Suni, you know that the rumor is that this woman, this crone, travels back and forth between Winchester and Scaldmere, and she'll probably be popping up in Winchester next. Just so you know, someone wants to go to Scaldmere, someone wants to go to Winchester, and someone in Scaldmere has nothing to do. I just let you know you've heard rumor that she's going to be in Winchester. But we can go wherever you want to go.
Well, if she's in
We can go
Winchester,
to wherever she's at.
yeah, if she's in Winchester, we should do Winchester, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, if she's not
Yeah.
there, we can go to Scaldmere.
Okay. By day it brews, by night it boils. Will of the Brewer's alehouse, known to the locals as the Crooked Barrel, squats low on the edge of the market square in Winchester. It's an ancient timber frame structure where the thatch always seems damp and the floorboards always seem sticky. Its beams are dark with smoke and time bowed slightly. Inward as the building is south, we're leaning close to hear the gossip better. Tonight the place is heaving. Long benches groan beneath the weight of farmers, tanners, journeymen, and soldiers, and the hearth blazes too hot. The mead flows too freely, and the air is thick with stew and sweat, wet wool and smoke. Drunken songs clash in the rafters, shouting dice and slurred arguments about saints and sword oaths. At a far table beneath a crooked beam, a scene draws attention, not because of volume, but because of fear. A stooped old crone, swaddled in layers of crow-black wool with her fingers with dried twigs, keeps winning at the dice. Over and over, a coin clinks in her cup as her opponents curse and cross themselves. No one dares accuse her, not aloud, but whispers hiss from the benches. Witch, fate-bitten, elf-blessed, a wide-eyed butcher's apprentice insists she speaks to the dice before she rolls. Son of a horseman says he saw the shadow move across her cup without a candle nearby. No one sits too close, and yet no one can stop watching. How do you enter the alehouse, and where do you go? What do you do?
Well, Anerod kind of enters like he owns the place and will, having cleaned himself up, obviously I'm not still covered in gore. Found a rain barrel to like dip my head in as usual whenever something like this happens, and changed my clothes, and he kind of just like wanders in, kind of pitches up close to where the ale is being served, close to Vilna if she is there, and kind of looks out to see who he can see in the alehouse. So presumably we all can see this crone doing her thing.
Right, she's the center of attention right now. But if you want to see who else is in the alehouse, that's absolutely fine. Give me a wits plus awareness check, and plus aspects if you want to activate it. But it's very loud in here, so it'd be a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I do not have that, so it would be my wits and awareness, which is a mere 3 dice. But I don't have any hunger dice, so that's fine.
Okay, yeah.
I should try mass murder more often. That's only 2 successes. But
only 2 successes. You look around and everyone is there. Everyone that's usually at Wilna's is there. Wilna's there, of course, but her right arm is bandaged. It's tied, looks useless to her side, and she's working with one hand. Looks like she's been roughed up a little bit. Not by anyone that you know, but something happened.
Well, this is obviously very concerning to Anerod. He'll kind of go over. He's going to go over. What happened to you?
Oh, Anerad. It's just, they came in. They were looking for money. They said they'd take care of us and they'd protect us, and I said no, we don't need any protection. And they roughed me up. They were Kingsmen. They were city guards.
Well, that can't be.
It's on account that I still do the pagan. They say I'm still a pagan. That I'm with the old ways, and that I have to pay an extra tax for it.
Well, that can't be allowed.
Absolutely not.
Do you know which of the guardsmen it was? Would you be able to point them out to us?
Aye, but they're not here. But if they came in, I could point them out to you.
Okay. Well, if they show up, you let us know, okay? Have you met my friends?
No, I haven't.
This is Leif, Suni, Cyneric. Is everybody here, right?
I assume just you guys.
Yeah, I assume just you guys. It would probably be
just the pagan squad out for a little.
Yeah.
Okay, pagan squad's
out. It would be a little
no
sus if we were all around together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, so much for that. But yeah. This is Leif and Suni. They're Danish traders. Good guys. Very good friends of mine.
Suni, upon hearing his name from a corner booth, just
squints. You're hanging out with Danes now, Anna. Really?
Yeah. I'm some Danes. I never personally had much of a problem with Danes.
No, they kill. She gets in close because they do kill Saxons.
Nobody's all bad.
So, what brings you by tonight?
Well, couple of things. One, you've been hearing all these weird rumors about things happening over at the estate.
Which estate? Southern Coast?
Cuthwin's estate.
Lots of stories coming coming up from down south. Lots of weird stories. Lots of very strange. Weird being the WYRD. Weird.
There is something I want to ask you, but it might sound strange. A few nights ago, the Reeves boy came in and he paid you with a coin, a special coin, doesn't have the king's picture on it, somebody else's. Would I be able to exchange that coin for a coin of equal value?
I know the coin you're
something
talking
else?
about, Anurad. I know the coin you're talking about.
Oh,
I've given it back out. It's out. It's out and about again.
really? Where did it go?
Well, at this point, every coin that I've given out has gone into her pocket. And she points to the crone.
Interesting. Well, I think maybe we'll have to have a chat with the very lucky lady over there. Oh, also, can I move back into the cellar?
The cellar.
Yeah,
I've got to get a whole harvest of onions down there. I can make room for you, but
I don't need much room. I don't have a lot of stuff. But things are getting, I don't know, odd over at the estate. I think I'd rather be in town for a while.
Understood. Of course.
I'll play for my room and board, of course.
Take that in consideration. Welcome back.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Looks to Joshy. How can I help you, sir? Well, I forgot. You're all the way across.
I'm not involved in this interaction.
Yep, she looks. I'm sorry.
Yells. What can I do for you?
Leif is right there, though. Is there anything I can do for you?
Oh, not just now. I don't think. I'm just I'm here in support of Anurad. Actually, I do have a question. Have you heard any news about how the Danes fared on this most recent deployment of the Fjord?
Well, they didn't. It wasn't. They weren't campaigning against the Danes. They were campaigning against the Cornish.
No, I'm talking about the Danes from Skaldmere.
Oh, the Skaldmere. Oh, from what I understood is that they ported themselves quite well. They worked very well with Lord Cuthwin. That's what we hear. That's what the soldiers say.
That was my only question. Thank you.
Excellent. She goes back. She's one arm. She picks up. She gives you both some mead, and she turns and she starts working with another customer.
I don't know. It's like city guard roughing up my friends. That's not on. I have to do something
we'll
about
do
that.
something about that.
That lady over there, though, something going on with her. Let's get Suni and figure out what to do. We will convene with Suni.
Is that the woman that rumors tell?
It is indeed.
As you turn and
Can
look at
I
it,
sense the unseen?
you can sense the unseen if you like. Go for it. Let me pull that up so I can give you exactly what your dice pool is. I think you actually have it written on your sheet, so you don't need me.
Yeah, it'll be 4. Some of which are even black dice.
Please don't frenzy and my home stroke place of work.
Yeah, I'll do my best. One mass murder is enough for tonight, I think.
It's not really a mass murder. It was only 3 people.
What's the worst that could happen if a Malkavian's frenzy hungers?
Oh, you're fine. Oh, actually, you're not. You got a messy critical because you got a critical in the red. So you succeed, but the beast really succeeds for you. So your eyes, you just not only do you start staring at this woman, you get really close to her. Like you just come right up on her, and she is just looking at you, but you don't notice anything supernatural about her. There is nothing supernatural about her, but there is something supernatural around her, but it's not her.
Perhaps it's the coin. That may explain the luck.
Maybe.
During all this,
Maybe we should.
She's looking, she's like, "Can I help you?" As you creep up right on her, just blatantly staring at her with your eyes all cloudy and milky.
I heard you've come across a string of luck as of late.
Do you care to wager? Do you care to play?
I'm not much of a gambler. However, I am a collector of odd coins. I was wondering if you'd come across any of those in your dealings here in the alehouse.
Oh, I've got so many coins now. My purse grows heavy. Soon I'll be able to leave Winchester forever. Go to Francia.
What does Francia have that Winchester does not?
No Saxons.
I can't argue there.
No, that does sound like a high point in sales. Probably the lack of Saxons.
So do you wish to play?
I don't have anything to wager.
Of course you do. You've got that harp. She points at your harp.
Oof. No, thank you. I've got to hold on to that. This is my.
I too have nothing to wager.
I would like to sense the beast.
You want to sense the beast? Go for it. Sense the beast away.
Let me pull it up here quick. What's my pool? Resolve and animalism. Pool of 4.
You got a critical. You got a critical. Very nice. On a critical, that gives the user the information on the exact type of creature, for example, what it is, or what their equivalent hunger is. This is a supernatural creature. This is a werewolf. It is at 3 rage.
So,
You know
in terms
this.
of
And somehow you know that it's. I mean, it says you know what it is, so you know what it is. You know that it is not human, and that it is a monster of some sort. And it is in your mind, it will turn into a wolf and eat you.
So I know specifically what it is.
Yes.
Even though this is the first time I've ever done this.
Yes.
Okay. So I know that it is a werewolf and that it will turn into a wolf and eat me, but I don't know how dangerous that is. So
Does not intend you harm, though, because you also get that. It does not intend you harm.
Does not intend me harm currently.
Currently.
Currently. I would love to I think Anarod's harp is too precious to his heart, but perhaps this gold could be wagered.
The gold, which gold you talking about here? The arm gold,
One of the rings.
the Lord of the Rings. Nice.
Oh.
Oh, she looks at it. She goes, by the goddess, look at that. Actual gold. Really?
Actual gold.
She goes, may I?
You can see without touching.
She pulls out her purse and she puts it on the table, she dumps it out, and inside of it you see a silver coin, a little larger than normal silver coins.
Hmm.
Says, this bag of silver for your gold rings.
Sounds like a game. What do we play? We play dice?
We play
How
dice.
do you play dice?
We play dice.
How do you play dice?
Well, you put them in a cup and then you roll them.
What do you mean? How do you play dice?
It's gonna roll all over you, you easy ass Mark.
I know it's like,
Mark,
oh my God,
wait,
this-
Mark?
He's a ringer.
Is he
He's
serious?
a ringer. Wait, how do you play dice?
I mean, to be fair, as the shark, you'd also be trying to pretend like you don't know what the F you're
True
doing.
that.
So,
True that. Kingpin is a wonderful movie.
So are we trying to roll high or roll low? How many dice?
How many dice? Dearie, this is a simple game. We roll 2 dice. Whoever gets the highest wins.
The highest total?
The highest total, yes.
So 12 would be the highest.
Of course.
Okay.
He really wants to make sure he knows the rules before he starts.
please tell me one of you have like some sort of dominate or presence or something.
I got some presents, but I don't know if that's going to work. Sunny's got dominate.
Fingers crossed.
Picks up the cup. She scoops up the dice. She shakes them around. She hands it to you.
Here we go. I believe in you. You can do this.
Check those dice before you roll them. I'm just saying.
I look at the dice.
All right. So you look at the dice. You inspect the dice. Give me a wits plus investigation check. Difficulty 5.
Is there a penalty for not having investigation?
No, this is probably not going to succeed. And a bigger chance for
Yes.
bestial
You
failure.
suffer a penalty as many dice as you would otherwise have in investigation.
Realistically, you're going to tell the werewolf she's cheating anyway.
Wait a minute. So what was that penalty?
No penalty. There's no penalty. It's just your
It's just saying you don't get the dice for not having dots.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to learn the system.
No, you're good. You're doing great.
Wits investigation. I have to rouse the blood to
So roll
even
your
have
rouse
a
check.
chance.
Yep. All right. So you do not get hungrier.
All right. So now I have that increases my wits by 1. Yes.
2.
Is that how that works?
Your
By
blood,
2.
your blood potency
Oh.
2.
Blood potency 2. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So now I have a pool of 4.
Yes.
Willpower.
I'm gonna spend the willpower.
You can spend the willpower. Yep.
Hey.
Yahtzee.
Yeah.
That's 4. You needed 5.
Oh, rip.
Yep. Rip. They seem like normal dice. Everyday normal dice to you.
Can I sense the unseen on the dice?
You can.
Would that help? Okay. I don't know if it would.
Since the unseen, that stays effective for the scene, doesn't it? Or is that a one-time shot?
It's
sort of
it's a
thing?
one-time shot at looking at something.
All right. I will roll 4 dice.
Difficulty 3.
I'll re-roll 3 dice.
Okay. Dice do not like Davy. They say the dice seem absolutely normal to you too. They're just a set of bone dice, 10-sided.
I mean, with my with my 4 investigation, I feel like I should know what kind of bone. Can I know what kind of bone?
Yeah. You have 4 investigation.
He got 4 successes on his roll.
Oh, what kind of bone? Human bone.
Okay, that's weird.
Do you have your
weird,
own
yeah.
dice to substitute?
That's weird, says the Zamitsi.
You're like, oh, I gotta say it just like it.
Got a whole chair made out of this stuff at home.
I'm so sorry. I've forgotten to introduce myself, and in so doing, I've forgotten to get your name as well. I am Suni. What is your name?
Edith.
Nice to meet you, Edith.
Well, this is all mine, dearie. So are we going to
Since
play
this is
or are
my-
we going to talk?
Since this is my first time
I'll be
playing this
gentle.
game, I assume you would. You look like you're a gentle lady. I would perhaps could I roll your dice and you roll my dice? Or is that a weird way to play this game?
That's how we play this game, dearie. We play with these dice. I don't know your dice. My dice have been played all over Winchester, all over Skaldmere. My dice are
No.
trusted.
I mean, what I'm not questioning your dice. What I'm saying is, I would like to roll for you, and you could roll for me.
I don't think so.
Submerge directive.
Hey, go
Yes.
for it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll roll the dice. Let's.
Are we gonna have a werewolf K-Knight throwdown in the alehouse
I
over a
doubt
dice
it.
game?
I hope not. All right, okay.
I really hope not.
So I'm going to
I
roll
really
2
hope not.
sided dice for you. These are your dice that you roll. Look at that.
Oh,
A
That's
nine?
All those
wonderful.
dice are smoking. That's so cool.
And she looks at you. She's like, she grits her teeth. As I see, you've got some luck, beginner's luck. She takes the dice.
The best kind.
She puts them in her cup. She shakes it. She rolls them out, and they spin on a 9 and an 8. They spin. They spin. They spin. They spin. Oh, I rolled too many.
And they split in twain.
even more.
You've won. You have won. And she looks at you and she grits her teeth. And she hands you her bag. She hands you the bag of gold. You've won this. But understand, I wish to play again.
What would we play for?
I wish the chance to win back my coins.
Pocket the big one, and then wager the rest of them. Can you do that without her seeing?
I probably could. I maybe could.
Actually, you know what? It's yours now. You don't even have to put it in your pocket and wager the rest of them. Say gladly.
Like, I'm just here sitting like.
Well, pocket, whatever anachronistic pocket you have.
Chain. What? What do you have to wager? Of course, I would let you earn your winnings back, but what do you have to wager in this next game?
Pulls out a dagger from under her things. It's probably about a foot long, ornate, shiny, silver. And she just places it on the thing. I will bet this.
While she pulls that out, I would like to attempt to pocket the big one.
All right, she is watching you. So you can make a dexterity plus subterfuge roll. Difficulty 4. Actually, it's a contested roll. Let's do it versus her wits plus awareness. Whoever gets the most.
Okay, dexterity subterfuge. How much can I abuse rousing the blood? Can I rouse the blood again in this scene?
You can rouse the blood again this scene if you want.
Cool. Doing it. Sweet. Dexterity subterfuge. That is a 7 pool with.
That is very good. That is 5 successes.
You're sneaky.
Versus her 3. You managed to pocket the coin. This time, as you roll the dice, you roll double 7s, giving you a 14. She grits her teeth. And you notice that underneath the table, give me a wits plus awareness check. Both anyone who's watching, give me a wits plus awareness check.
Wits plus aware. Do I still have the blood surge from wits from earlier?
Yes.
Okay.
You only need 2 successes. Okay.
None of us are feeling particularly aware.
But since Josh gets the 2 successes he needs, so you notice that she makes some hand motion underneath the table, and her dice roll up double 10s as she.
Tell her your knee bumped the table and she needs to re-roll.
No, I don't think. Well, that's why I always say, always try something once, but never do it again. I did notice, though, it seemed like you bumped the table there.
Oh, I didn't bump the table, dude. I just made a prayer to the gods. And they
Oh,
answered.
a prayer to the gods.
And they
answered. Which gods?
The old gods, dearie. The only gods.
Can I? God damn, I wish I was a Tremere in this moment. Can I? Yeah, I mean, can I roll an insight?
You want to roll wits plus insight? What are you looking for? What are you trying to glean here?
I mean, I have a specialty in detect lies.
I'm trying to see if she's lying to you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Difficulty 3.
I can take half.
You take half. She is not lying to you. She did make a prayer to the gods. Which gods those are, you don't really know. But she did make a prayer to the gods. And she's saying she didn't bump the table. And she's not lying. She didn't bump the table.
I was trying to.
Yep.
Was it gods or was it magic?
Maybe there's no such thing as magic.
Oh. I think we all know there's such a thing as magic.
Theory, there's the gods, then what the gods do.
And there's what the gods do through you.
Apparently. Win at dice.
A vessel.
Thank you very much. She grabs for the sack. Not for your gold. Not for your gold rings. Just for the sack.
Easy come, easy go, I suppose.
I really want
He's-
that dagger.
You
He's
really do
like,
want
but I
that.
want that silver.
He really wants that silver.
I don't even care about the coins. I want the dagger.
The dagger.
No, I'll let sleeping dogs lie. I don't
See what you
know.
did there.
I don't know what she is or how powerful she is, but I do know that she is something more than she is. And I do know that we shouldn't be walking into this kind of a thing without a plan. We didn't know what the Fae would do, and Cyneric
Drink its
did
blood.
what Cyneric did and screamed into the night for a day.
And ended up
So-
naked.
That weighs on my mind, and it's like, well, Robin was turning into things. I don't know. This person is apparently a wolf. I don't know. We got what we needed. I think that's
Do you
it.
say that to us? Do you say that to us?
No. This is my inner monologue.
As far as we're concerned, nothing wrong with this person at all. She's absolutely normal human.
Absolutely normal. You don't know nothing.
You could more or less say that you kind of appeased her by letting her win back the silver, right? She was talking about wanting to get out of Winchester. All she is less of is the magic coin. So I think this is a win overall.
Yeah, this is a victory. This is definitely a victory. But it's not a. It's not.
Not making more enemies to kill later.
Let's get
Accidentally.
I truly wasn't even.
Shinies.
Exactly. When Ed was describing it, he was like, "It's an ornate, blah blah blah, shiny," and I was like, "Shiny."
Must have.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll wind down the alehouse. You guys have gotten the coin. You've achieved that. We're gonna go on our 10-minute, so we can go stretch our legs, and then we will see what's going on with Cyneric, Wendreda, and Roswin. We'll be right back,
Catholics.
folks. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us while we went on our break. I want to do a quick mid-session check-in with everyone. We haven't heard much from our Saxons yet, and we're going to be hearing from them soon. So I'm going to check in with them first. Nerdadar, how's everything going?
I mean,
Going
they're only
great.
Saxons.
Going great. No, I loved the scene there at the bar. It was a hilarious watch, and it seems like it was a success. So good job, guys. GG's.
All right, Cyneric. Winchester check-in. How you doing?
Doing good. Having a good time. That was really entertaining.
Okay. And Ellie, how about you? How you doing?
Same, doing pretty good. Loved watching that scene at the alehouse.
Fantastic. Davey?
Oh, I'm good.
Excellent. Just Joshy?
I'm feeling great.
Feeling great. And Leif? Excellent. You're good. I think you're a little muted, though. All right. So, my team
Yeah, I missed my
Saxon.
pedal.
Team Saxon, where would you like to be this evening? Where would you like to go? What would you like to do? You're muted, Nerdart.
I would likely just make my way over to Wendreda's estate and just seek a private audience with the lady so that I can discuss the things I have found out this week with her.
Okay.
And then she gets to be like, oh my God, look what I did to my husband.
Yeah, I think if we could treat this like a little side meeting of the local council.
All right. Well, Cuthwin is holding, quote unquote court in the in his hall this evening. So and Ethelwine will probably be there. So if you guys wanted to be there, that's fine. If you're interested, we can do that scene if you like.
Sounds good to me. Gives me a reason to be there. I would be traveling with Ethelwine's retinue.
Fantastic. And a Keywork and Ellie, is that good for you as well?
Yeah, sure.
works.
All right. The Great Hall of Ealdorman Cuthwin stretches long and low, its old Roman foundation sunk deep into Wessex earth like a buried oath. Blackened timber beams arch overhead, scarred from the recent fire, cracked, blistered, and creaking faintly in the night chill. The central hearth burns low, its smoke rising through crooked vent that never quite draws clean. Soot clings to every beam like a memory that refuses to lift. The scent of ash still lingers, mingling now with the musk of damp wood, sweat, and meat left cooling on trencher boards. Once a place of feast and council, the hall has grown quiet. Its walls no longer echo, they listen. Servants move along the margins like shadows, speaking only when commanded. Even the dogs growl before they bark. At the high end of the hall, beneath the thick candlelight, beam-strung old banners of blackened iron, sits Ealdorman Cuthwin. Not as he was, not as he returned, but younger now. A week having passed since his campaign along the Cornish coast, but the road has left him, and the campaign clings like a wet mail, though he no longer seems as beaten down as he was. He wears a deep purple woolen tunic embroidered with a bone-colored thread and edged in silver, a noble gift but ill-suited to a man who no longer dresses to be seen. It hangs loose at the shoulders, weight lost in the field, and a fur-lined cloak of local make, thick, weather-dark, and worn at the hem, clings to his frame. He is with Ethelwine, as well as his 3 Cornish hostages. Keenan, the eldest son of Lord Arthur of Penwith, tall, proud, and unblinking, with flint in his green eyes. Maedern, the younger, restless and curious, his fingers always at his belt, listening to every word though spoken to him. And Gorham ap Dwydal, Arthur's sworn sword thane, one eye missing, the other fixed on Cuthwin like a hawk too proud to bow. They are not slaves, they eat meat and they sleep beneath the roof, but they are not free. Their presence is a tether stretched across the sea cliffs of Cornwall to this cold Wessex hall. What would you like to do? Where are you? How are you dressed? And how would you like to proceed? Player characters.
With him holding court like that, would she be expected to sit with him as well?
Not necessarily. That he doesn't necessarily set aside a seat for her. It might usually be the case, yes, but Cuthwin is Cuthwin. But things are different now. So yes, he would have a seat for you.
Ooh, that's new. So I'm sitting there for right now. Since he's wearing his purple tunic, I'm wearing that purple dress that Roswin made me again because I just really like the purple. Really brings out my eyes.
Roswin?
So Roswin has arrived with Ethelwine's retinue. She has asked Lady Winflid her permission to bring Leofa with her. She's made some excuse about teaching the girl the etiquette of the court and that she'll be, fetching drinks for us and whatnot this evening. But I have pulled her aside and asked her to keep an eye on the banquet hall and see if she can spot the woman that was meeting with Ethelwine in the grove. So I have arrived with Ethelwine's retinue, Leofa in tow. She's dressed a little more cheerfully than normal. This is supposed to be a banquet, a celebration of sorts. So she's wearing a nice green dress with some very pretty rose embroidery around the hem. And, she's in one step behind Winflid, keeping her retinue.
Cyneric.
I'm assuming that I got back my mail, my sword, everything,
Yes.
my effects.
Yes,
Okay.
it wasn't far from where you were.
I ran outside and just immediately got naked. I had to be one with nature. So I am now. I don't know if I have any sort of fancy dress tunic to wear over that, but I assume that if she is sitting at court, that I am standing just behind her shoulder. Also keeping an eye on Ethelwine's hounds. Sword unsheathed, rested on tip, hands crossed.
All right. Excellent. So Ethelwine is mostly just conversing with other people, other things around the area, in the hall. They're having a long discussion. They're not really. It's very boring. It's mostly just to show off the hostages. That is the main point of all of this. But to Cuthwin's right stands Thane Osric, Thane of the Southern Coast, arms folded, sword sheathed, shoulders rigid. He does not speak, he does not smile, and he watches like a man unsure whether the enemy sits beside him or wears a friend's face. There's nothing really friendly about this gathering. And like as I said, it's mostly for the purpose of showing off the hostages. As anyone trying, what is everyone trying to do at this point in time? Roswin, what would you like to do?
I'm just listening in on conversation. I'm trying to see what I can pick up, and rather than sticking to the shadows, kind of like she has been, she's gonna kind of make herself seen. She's walking around with her wine glass in her hand. She's trying to attract people to her because she's trying to gather information. So I'm gonna use awe.
Okay.
Activate awe.
You're gonna activate awe, and while you're trying to, I want you to for blending in and fitting in with this party. Yep, you blush of life.
And I'm hungrier.
What is your current hunger?
3.
3. Fantastic. You are at hunger 3. I would like you to make a charisma plus etiquette roll, please. Plus your awe.
And I have a specialty in feudal etiquette. I'm assuming that.
Yes, that applies.
Applies. All right. Plus my awe, which is just 1.
What is your total?
So that would be 9 dice total.
9 dice. The difficulty was 4, so you can take half as you fit in as not a noble. You are not a noble, but you fit in amongst the thanes and the thanes' wives and the eldermen and the eldermen's wives, and you manage to fit in properly. And you meet an interesting young woman named Juliana. It's not a name that you've heard before. It's not local. She has dark hair in a braid that goes down to her waist. She wears a grayish dress. And she fits the description of the woman Leofa had mentioned previously. She actually approaches you. She goes, "My dear," and she raises a hand. "Your dress is exquisite."
I take her hand and I give her a curtsy. "Thank you, my lady."
Wherever did you make that yourself?
"Yes, ma'am. I am a seamstress to my patroness, Lady Winfled, wife of Thane Ethelwine."
Yes, we've met. I'm acquainted with Lady Winfled.
"Indeed."
Yes.
You said your name was Juliana. That is an unusual name.
Yes. I'm Italian. Well, I'm Lombardi.
Italian.
From Lombardy.
Fascinating. I trust your journey as well.
I'm sorry, there are no Italians at this point in time.
You know what? It's good to give us the real world reference. That way we all know what we're talking about. So I'm okay with that. Or the current world reference.
I travel with my husband, who is traveling with a priest sent by Rome.
Fascinating. Have I had the pleasure of meeting your husband?
No, I do not believe he's not here this evening. He does not travel well at night, and I do not travel well by day.
Fascinating. It's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance, lady. What is the business that brings your husband here? Some matter with the church?
Yes, absolutely, with the church, of course. Yes, it is. There is to be a coronation.
Coronation, my lady.
Yes,
the first I've heard of this.
Yes, of a new emperor. And we are to gather nobles to come and witness this coronation.
In Rome?
No. Yes, I have to actually I don't know where the coronation will be. I'll have to look where the coronation actually was.
No worries.
Yeah, I think it was in Rome.
I think it was too.
If we're talking about the same one.
I think we're talking about the important one in 800.
The important one in 800, yeah. Pretty sure it was in Rome.
Well, it would be my pleasure to make you a gown while you're here with us in Wessex, my lady.
Your talents are as exquisite as the dress you're making now. I would love to do so.
It would be my pleasure.
She nods to you and she moves away. She moves on. Cyneric. Oh, go ahead.
Once she moves on, I'm gonna turn and make eye contact with Leofa, and just see if she gives me some sort of indication.
She nods to you that yes.
Okay.
Cyneric, what are you doing besides standing guard? Are you listening in? You paying attention? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening in. I'm paying close attention to Ethelwine and his 3 dogs.
All right, so they're not Ethelwine's dogs. They are Cuthwin's.
Oh, okay. I got you.
They're Cuthwin's hostages.
Okay, though forgive me. But yes, I'm keeping tabs on things. I'm watching. I'm listening.
All right, so give me a wits plus awareness check.
It's 2 enough?
No, it's not. And you got a
That's fine. I'll take it.
Oh, you'll take it? Fantastic. Arrogance, the need to rule, it rears its head in the vampire. They stop at nothing to assume command of a situation. Someone must obey an order of the vampire. You overhear Ethelwine talking about how he now has a claim on the land. You do hear something, and that is what you hear. But your compulsion comes into effect. Your arrogance, your Ventru arrogance is now comes into effect. You stop at nothing to assume command of a situation. Someone must obey an order from you, or you suffer a -2 penalty on everything going forward. So work with that as you will.
I bite my tongue. Honestly, I can't break protocol right now. Things are too tenuous, and if I have to take penalties, I'm going to have to take them. Otherwise, I'm going to have to leave. But I'm standing here and I'm biting my tongue.
Okay, so you'll have a -2 to any action that is not doing what you want to do. Okay, fantastic. Wendreda, what is it that you want to do? You're sitting next to your husband. That doesn't seem like very exciting. What is it that you really want to be doing?
Oh, she would rather be anywhere else than where she is right now. She also, though, is kind of enjoying, eavesdropping in on what her husband and Ethelwine are saying, because fuck Ethelwine. But let's see, could she listen in on them and hear anything else different from the men?
Of course you can. Wits plus awareness.
Right, and what am I looking at?
You're looking for 3 successes. Wits plus awareness. You're looking for 3. Do you have enough to take half?
I do have enough to take half.
All right, so you take half, not risking a failure. You take half, and you hear quite a bit of information because no one pays attention, and loose lips sink ships. Ethelwine has been talking throughout the night about a land claim that he has on the southern marches. That if he decided to press it, he is sure that the king would support him if he could just prove that Cuthwin is no longer capable of upholding the land. And he's being very blatant about it in Cuthwin's hall. Cuthwin probably won't do anything about it because Ethelwine is one of Eldegar's thanes, not one of his thanes. The most he might do is just ask him to leave.
Well, that's interesting to hear. Well, after she hears that, not too long after she hears that, she's probably going to excuse herself from the seat, saying, I just need to get up and stretch my legs. And she'll kind of, walk around, pretend like she's paying attention, but she's really looking for Roswin. She's like, yeah, we need to talk. There's stuff to talk about. So yeah, she goes looking for her.
Excellent. As soon as we make eye contact, we'll make our way to a quiet corner.
Make way out to like a hallway or something that's got like an alcove that no one really walks down. Someplace, quiet. And if Cyneric wants to come along, he definitely can, because no secrets.
Yep.
Thank you. I'd be trailing behind, and I'd kind of stand with my back to them, more or less, looking like I'm guarding, but I'm part of the conversation.
Give me, while you're doing that, give me a wits plus awareness check, Cyneric. -2, because of your compulsion.
Can I do a blood search?
You can attempt a blood surge if you want. I don't know. Actually, you're not really. Yeah, go ahead. You can blood surge. You just increase your hunger anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm up to 2 hunger, and I'll do my roll.
You got all the successes. Very good. You notice that this conversation is being watched by Cuthwin and by a dark-haired woman in a gray dress.
Not near each other, correctly?
Not near each other,
Independently?
no. Independently, yes. Have a conversation.
Okay. I'm exactly. They're just having a conversation. I'm just there guarding Milady, and when I have their eyes not directly on me, I will alert them that they weren't as discreet as could be and were noticed.
A hidden roll from Zed.
Oh,
He's got that screen up.
I didn't mean to do that.
Like, a hidden roll.
There it is. Okay.
Well, you know what? I'm kind of okay with that. I don't really care if Cuthwin sees what we're doing, and I don't know much of anything about this Juliana lady other than she seems to be sneaking around with my patrons, so I'm okay with that. In fact, rather than staying in the dark corner, I'm gonna look to Wendreda and say, my lady, there's someone I should introduce you to. And I'm gonna lead Wendreda over to Juliana.
Well then,
My
and
lady. I felt you two just simply must meet. This is the Lady Juliana. She travels with her husband and a priest from Rome. It seems that there will be the crowning of a new emperor soon.
Crowning of a new emperor. That sounds interesting. What are you doing over here then?
Well, I'm traveling with my dear husband and a priest as we are gathering as many people of importance as we can to come witness this crowning achievement.
Yes, but what are you doing right here where we are?
That's exactly what I'm doing here. My husband is here. He's attempting to bring Alderman Cuthwin and Lord Ethelwine.
I thought you just said your husband wasn't here.
Oh, he's
That
arrived.
he did not travel well by night. Oh.
He doesn't travel well by night, but he does travel. I do not travel well by day.
Suffer a similar affliction.
Does the sun hurt?
Son? No. No, I'm just very lethargic.
Don't tip your hands.
No, definitely not. She's just thinking, yeah, okay. This doesn't seem suspicious at all.
Sniff, sniff.
The only guy with
Sniffing it
sense of
out.
beast is not here.
Right. Why aren't you here playing music for us, Anurod?
We're bored.
Yeah.
True,
All
your
right.
part of this party sucks.
So
Is Cuthwin still watching?
Cuthwin is now paying attention to this conversation that's going on. He hasn't stopped watching at all. His head's on a swivel, and it's swiveled towards you. Well, not you, but Wendreda specifically.
Is he enamored with her or something, or is it a suspicious look?
It's actually give me a wits plus insight check to read subterfuge. Give me a wits plus subterfuge. I want to see if you can read his emotions. -2
To me?
Yeah.
That gives me a big ol' 0 dice pool.
Damn. You roll-
I can try that though.
I can try that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you have for it?
6. Oh, only 2 successes. I'm not going to get anything.
All right, well, let's see
Well,
what
you
I
only
can come
needed
up
3.
with.
You should have let me. We should have waited a second. I would have told you to take half. All right. So
What's your dice pool, Wendreda?
Well, my dice pool is 5.
you must roll.
Ah. Oh, is that 4 technically, or is that a messy critical?
That is a messy critical,
Or is that a
and,
messy failure?
and that is a messy critical. So you
Can I willpower?
Yes, you can.
No, you can't willpower. It just doesn't get any. I mean, you succeed. You succeed, but you look at Cuthwin, and as you do it, you kind of feel you can sense the alcohol in his veins, and you kind of get hungry. And for a split second, while you're staring at your husband, your fangs extend momentarily, and you stop, you realize it quickly, and you cover your mouth. But you're not. But someone has noticed.
Gee, I wonder who that could be.
Cuthwin, you did succeed. The beast succeeded for you. He does look very suspicious in your direction, and now he looks like he has got a look of confirmation on his face.
You can maintain eye contact. You can fuzz his memory.
You have to speak to him to do that.
That
How
I
you?
do.
And he gives a look of confirmation now that he's seen your face and what it did.
Well, that's a problem she's gonna have to take care of.
You can always bring him more alcohol.
Give yourself a stain.
Help him remember the night.
Me?
Yep, you get a
Oh
stain.
no.
Yep. I'm getting a critical, messy critical.
I mean, I could always go and get him more alcohol and try to see if I can't make him forget that way before having to pull out the big guns. Don't want to be pulling that out if it fails, and he already knows. So yeah,
Get him some of whatever Cyneric had last week, and then he won't remember shit.
where's the Fae when you need him? So yeah, I guess I'll excuse myself from Roswin and Juliana real quickly, and I go back to the hall, and I come back with, a decent size, goblet of whatever there is to drink there, and I would go up to my husband and say, it looks like you could use another one of these. And I just kind of look at him and hope to God he doesn't say anything to anybody.
He says, "It's interesting,
kiss.
wife. You've changed since I've been gone. You keep strange company now, and strange hours."
Well, I've been spending all my time while you've been gone praying for your return. Maybe the prayers have done something.
I've returned, but I never see you during the day. It's interesting. I find it suspicious, dear wife.
You find everything suspicious, husband.
Yes, I also find it suspicious that my vigor has returned.
You're right. You did seem a bit down last week, and you do seem a lot younger, almost in age. What is your secret?
He just sort of harumphs and turns and starts talking to Thane Osric again. But he takes the horn of ale.
You cowed him.
Well, since he took the horn from me, I go back over to Roswin and internally going, well, that was freaking close.
I'll kind of lead Wendreda to kind of like stroll to the quieter corners of the room. We'll just make it look like we're just walking to stretch our legs. And as we're walking, I will try to very casually slip the bit of parchment out of my pocket and pass it to Wendreda, like a kid passing a note in class, you know?
I find it interesting that Ethelwine didn't follow Cuthwin's gaze and notice that his retainer seamstress was talking to Wendreda.
Don't give him ideas.
Teacher, you forgot to give us homework!
So, Wendreda is literate, correct?
She does have 2 in academics. Does that make her literate?
Nope, you need the literate merit.
Then I am not literate, motherfuckers. I am
Split the difference.
stupid.
Not stupid. You know oral history.
No. Yeah, I'll just, I'll let you know, like, my lady, the document that I have handed to you, I believe it is a forgery by my Lord Athelwine, perhaps orchestrated with the help of this lady Juliana. He seeks to take your lands. This document alleges that the church bequeathed him the land, or is the king?
The king bequeathed his ancestor land.
Mm-hmm.
I slid the note into her pocket, which is, it's a thing that's tied around her waist, and there's a hole in her dress, and she puts it in there, and very
same thing I have.
Yep, very slyly kind of does it, and out the corner of her mouth says, "Thank you. I'll have to find someone to read this that I trust to confirm this, but I will see what I can do with it."
It might not be a bad idea to simply present it to Cuthwin as evidence of Ethelwine's betrayal. If this is their first attempt at the forgery, no doubt they've refined their process and they'll be presenting this document soon and trying to pass it off as legitimate.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
All right. Well, she says that, and wait, Ethelwine is here right now, right?
Yes.
Oh,
there,
hell
yep.
yes. So she's actually just going to turn around and she's going to take that wonderful little note out of her pocket and she's going to hand it right over to Cuthwin. She's going to say, "My dear husband, you need to take a look at this. I have heard it's a forgery. I would like to see if you would know if this is or is not. Thane Ethelwine, I think this might also interest you a little bit."
The thing looks
Oh,
up.
calling him out directly.
Who does that?
Ethelwine turns
He
at the
pissed
mention
on
of
her
his
side
name,
of the fence.
and he looks. He goes, Whatever do you mean?" And you hand the form over to Cuthwin, who takes it. And he goes, "What is this?" And he unfolds it, and he begins reading. Unfolds the scroll. He starts grumbling. He goes, "This is a fake, Ethelwine. What is this?" Ethelwine says, "I have no idea, my lord. I've never seen this before in my life, ever."
I step up behind Ethelwine. He can't go anywhere. There's no space between him and I. Lethal body.
Wendreda just kind of continues to look at Ethelwine because, he hit on her and she's still kind of pissed off about that. So she's kind of making eyesight and is like, "I think he's a liar, my husband. I don't trust him."
Ethelwine, because I would never lie to you, sir. Yes, I did try to take custody of your lands while you were away, only because I did not trust your lady wife to maintain them. As you can see, she has brought Danes into your estate. A bard
Yes,
of
but
ill
let's-
repute.
And then she cuts in to be like, "Oh yes, and let's not forget the move you made towards me at that banquet before my husband returned. Have you told him about that? Was that a lie?
It's well known, my lord, that your wife drinks the cups far too often.
With permission, my lord.
You have no permission.
I witnessed. Then I will speak regardless. I witnessed as such. Advances most foul by Ethelwine.
Ethelwine says, and the word of a bastard who murdered your other house, Carl, at Aldegar's.
He has been with us for 16 years. I would think that there would be some sort of begrudging trust between the few of us. And you're going to believe Thane Ethelwine? I know we don't get along very much, my husband, but I have never lied to you, nor have I ever stepped out on you.
I take my blade out.
Agnar's final word. Just saying. What's the last thing he said?
Ethelwine!
This is the guy.
I'm going to take my blade out and lay it across my left forearm. I am oath sworn to you, Cuthwin, and to Lady Wendreda. I live by this oath, and I will die by my oath. Any life I have taken put itself before my blade. Let it be known that before Agnar Childface died, his last word was an accusation at Thane Ethelwine.
You have proof? Is it just your word? Ethelwine states.
Cuthwin delivered the final blow.
There were many of us at the execution of Agnar Childface, and he indeed said Ethelwine as his last words.
Cuthwin looks at you. I'm not sure if he remembers exactly the way you're stating it happened.
You could make eye contact with him and tell him.
So who, Ethelwine's looking at me?
No
or
one's,
is it Cuthwin?
No one's looking at you.
No
Cuthwin's looking at Ethelwine. Ethelwine's looking at Cuthwin.
Okay, good. Let the men duke it out.
Cuthwin stands and he throws the parchment at Ethelwine. It says, "Leave now." Ethelwine does not bend over to pick up the parchment, and he turns and he walks around Cyneric to leave.
Wendreda's going to bend down and pick up that piece of parchment real quick, just in case it goes missing. Can't be having that.
Could always send it off to the king. It is forging the king's name. Or the prior king.
Depends on what Cuthwin wants to do.
Cuthwin, after exiling Ethelwine from the hall, sits back down, and he just looks exhausted. And he just looks to you and says, "I'm going to retire for the evening." And does so.
Tell him that he had a good time. Tell him he enjoyed his evening and is well rested, and it was just a further extension of his celebration of success at battle.
Is that mesmerize? Is that mesmerize?
That's a lot for mesmerize.
Yeah, I think
You had a
we
good
need,
evening.
the forgetful mind for that. No, wait, where? That's the level 3 one. Memory
Submerged.
power.
Yeah, I have
Directive.
that. All I have is
Hey.
forgetful mind.
I don't know how much you really need to worry about it. He's going to be a ghoul in 2 sessions, and
True.
you know, yeah. If anything, he needs to remember how pissed he should be at Ethelwine tonight.
He's very pissed at Ethelwine. He's
I think he's going to remember that.
He's probably going to remember that, absolutely. And he retires for the evening, which causes the guards to gather up the hostages, and they bring them back to wherever they keep the hostages. And we'll cut that scene to a close. We'll bring that scene to a close. And where would you all like? Would you all like to gather together now, or would you like to do another? Is there another scene anyone's interested in doing before we gather together, or anything anybody wants to pursue
Anarod is probably going to investigate the guard, but I think we should probably do that in downtime. I think.
I mean, if you want to do the guard, you can. That's definitely fine.
Well, I mean, like he's sticking around in the alehouse to see if they show. Would they show?
They don't show that evening. No, they do not. Not
Okay.
while you're
All
there,
right,
but she does tell you where they patrol. Wilna will tell you. They're usually by the old Roman gates, so inner part of the city.
Okay. Wonder what my.
I'll go with you if you want to check them out.
Yeah, I think I want to think about how I want to deal with this problem, so I think maybe I don't want to go right now.
Gotcha.
So maybe we just go straight to the meeting. Because I'm not super intimidating, so I think intimidate them into not like messing
You
with
need
their
Cyneric
floor.
for that.
I need somebody who speaks with a really deep voice and has like a stone face and a big sword.
Where would the
Leif can be
coterie?
pretty intimidating.
Where would the coterie
really?
like to gather now that you no longer gather at the Grove?
I was going to suggest that we gather in the room where the Reeves boy is. I mean, that's fairly well away from most things, right?
Back at the estate. Okay. Yeah, we can meet you
I'm
there.
into it.
Sounds good.
Fewer crows down in the dungeons.
It's not a dungeon. He doesn't have
Raven.
a dungeon. Yep. Fewer
No,
ravens.
I know.
Ravens, no ravens inside.
I mean, alternatively, like I said, I consider having like a lodge, hunting camp, cabin, whatever the hell, right between the two places. So if we want to converge at the Reeves boy holding room, whatever.
If you're reading at the room, that's fine. The Reeves boys' room is scant. It's sparse. There isn't much to it. There is a bed. There is the boy who is. He's not really a boy. He's like 15 years old. He's getting kind of cramped up and cooped up in this room, but he hasn't left yet. He hasn't left in a week. He's still there. He's eating Cuthwin's food. You're gonna have to do something about him at some point because you can't keep him forever. So the room is probably big enough. The 6 of you are going to be cramped in there if you want to meet there, but it'll work. It'll work.
And how big is Cyneric's little shack? Is it bigger than that?
It's fine. We need to deal with him anyway.
True.
We really do.
What did you learn of the man Robin?
I don't think we learned much of Robin tonight, but we did. We met an interesting character. A lady. An old lady. With very nice bone dice. And magic. But I do believe, and I pulled the coin out, that we found the aforementioned coin.
You pull the coin out. Osfer kind of backs up into a corner.
Oh, you lifted it, you sneaky bugger.
Yeah, it looks like
When were
we
you gonna
hit
tell
a
us that?
nerve.
When was I was now?
Good work.
Thank you.
Well done. This is the trouble then.
So how do we return it to its rightful owner?
Can I see the coin?
Sure. I don't want it.
Just flicks. I catch it, and it's
Your problem now.
my problem now. Great. Does it look does it look occult in any way?
Does it look occult in any way? It has a face that you don't recognize on one side and a stag's head on another.
They tell tales about fairy gold and how you shouldn't ever take it. So hopefully we can return this somehow. The boy seems to be slightly upset at the sight of it, though.
He starts muttering in broken Latin, sitting in the corner, rocking back and forth. The wound on his neck open is oozing, not leaking, but just oozing blood.
Do we send the boy out to the barley with the coin?
Or do we drag him out to the barley with the coin?
Might work.
I'd say drag him out with the coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's give it a shot.
Yep.
Who wants to be the one to drag him out there?
We don't have to drag him. Let's just.
I feel like I've kind of made him feel like I'm a safe presence. I haven't done anything to scare him yet, at least, so I'll do my best to lead him out, and let's make sure Kendrick's coming along just to make sure we all stay safe.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot. I went slightly crazy on him too. I forgot about that.
So you bring him back out
Just
to the
a
barley
little.
field. What do you do in the barley field when you bring him out there?
I think what we should do is we should place the coin in his hand, close his hand, and just kind of walk him into the field if we can, like push him in that direction, and then we should all hide.
Turn him widdershins 3 times.
Is this
Do you want to know how to summon a fae?
Here, Faye.
So you hand him the coin, and you tell him to walk into the barley field.
Yeah. Does
All
it
right.
sound like a stupid idea? Is it just? I don't know. I don't have a better one.
So he takes the coin,
Any other?
and he begins walking into the barley field. And then he begins walking a little bit faster, and he breaks into a run.
I was going to say, does anyone want to catch this guy? Because I see what's coming next.
I run him down with the horse. Not run him down, but chase him down.
You're on a horse? I didn't know you were on a horse.
I'm usually on a horse. I have one. I might as well ride it. It's a sign of rank.
Sign of rank.
Hey, most people don't have one. I have access.
So you're just hanging around with a horse? All right, fantastic.
No, only when I'm taking essentially prisoners of the eldermen out. So
He's not a prisoner.
Well, theoretically, he is for right now.
All right, so
he was on trial, a very localized.
So you're running him down with the horse.
Specialized trial.
All right, so give me a dexterity plus ride check.
And I also command him to stop as I do it to fulfill my thing. You will stop where you stand. Dexterity plus ride.
Yes.
Woo!
Right, you got that critical, that bestial critical. So as you stir the horse on and you kick it, the horse gets frightened of you and rears up as you get close to the boy, and its hooves come up and knock the young man down to the ground, almost barely missing his head. But you've stopped the boy. You've trampled him. Way to go.
I bind his hands.
Is he alive?
He's alive. He's not dead.
He'll live.
This kid is just having a terrible week.
It's more than a week.
Bard.
We technically
you
were
know
like
how to summon a fae?
Really, lad, what was your plan here? What was your plan? Did you think this was going to work? He's on a horse.
Did you really think you could run away with a
fair,
coin that we gave you?
I didn't know we had a horse.
All right,
I
new
didn't
rule. If you're
specify,
on a
but I
horse,
figured
you have to
again
stay
if we're escorting him. I mean, the barley field is quite a ways away. Why the hell should I walk?
spoken like a true noble.
Right.
I mean, we didn't specify whether or not
Some of
Wendreda
the
came. I
peasants.
assume she stayed at the estate
He's like, I was just trying to get
because I knew
away.
she'd be on a horse.
I was just trying to get away with my coin. It's my coin.
Your coin.
My coin.
Your coin.
I took it. It's my coin.
No, you need to give it
No,
back
sir.
to whoever you took it from.
The wind. Return the coin, but mark the debt remains. For Fey count truce and lies and loss and gains.
Well, it is the boy's trouble he purchased. It is his to pay. We started this campaign to avoid suspicion on ourselves, though it seems he wants it.
Is that
Let the boy
verse
take the
just
coin.
floating on the wind?
Yes, that voice just floated in on the wind.
Uh,
I say let the Fae have him. He's not worth the trouble.
Solves two problems at once.
I agree. Better to be out of our hair. He's caused us enough trouble as it is.
This magic
Are we
mess I know
quorum?
nothing of.
all right. Why don't you come down here and talk to us? I would like to have a discussion about what we could do to free this young man from your whatever situation he's in.
Yeah. All right. And a figure kind of comes out from behind a tree. And you recognize it. It was the Cooper from many weeks ago.
It's the barrel guy.
The lesser Fae.
Are you the one who's
There's
been
two?
doing this? Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's Robin and the Cooper guy, the barrel maker.
Mhm.
I thought they just transformed into each other and pretended that there was two, and it was
No,
just
the
one.
Cooper works for the other one.
That was
They
that was
both work
Sonny's.
for everyone.
That's what Sunni's got in his head, is that there's the one. Yeah, they said that there was two, but there's really only one.
Followed you. I followed you from the alehouse. I knew who had the coin, but we couldn't take it from her. We followed you. You have it now. Give it back. Give it back.
And you'll free the boy?
I didn't say that.
You'll leave him alone?
I didn't say that.
Then why are we giving you the coin back? I thought that you Fae like to make deals.
We'll make a deal, but my master's goodwill. And perhaps we'll make another deal to uncurse the boy. But the
No
boys-
deals. You have taken from us that which was not owed. It was the boy's trouble, and his to pay, not for the estate.
You speak in worse riddles than my master does. That made no sense.
Your troubles have become our troubles. They were not our debt to pay. You take the coin, you take the boy, and be done with it.
Take the debt, take the coin and the boy? Fantastic. That's what I wanted to begin with. The coin and the boy.
No, you're not taking the boy.
I was gonna say we are gonna have to answer for this kid going missing. Like he was in Wendreda's care and suddenly he's gone.
I've spoken my piece. You can decide his fate.
Nobody
If a
else.
deal could be made,
I'm not the majority on this council. For whatever of this council is standing here right now, I've spoken my piece. You guys can decide majority if he lives.
Cyneric has had enough of the shit.
I literally just kind of like Cyneric. Meh. Good sir, if a deal could be made to free this boy from his debt and whatever curse you've placed on him.
Not done anything. I have not placed a curse on anyone. My master hasn't
Your
placed
master,
my
then.
master hasn't placed a curse on anyone either. My master's master placed the curse.
No, there's 3 of you?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Your master is Robin, and your master's master is someone who cannot be named.
Someone who shall not be named.
They're like bed lice. If you see one, there are 100 more.
Good sir, we wish no ill will between our kind and yours. Perhaps could we meet this
Your
master
master's
of your
master.
master and see if we can arrange some sort of deal?
Been authorized to make deals.
Then what do you want?
Well, clearly we want the coin and the boy, but you won't give us the coin and the boy. But we'll take the coin.
Happy to give you the coin. What do you want in exchange for the boy? What is equal to his life for you?
His happiness.
I say done.
He's just gonna be a
No
sad
one's
boy.
happy.
Okay.
He's a sad boy, but he's a living sad boy.
I'm not going to tell you what they cut off.
There are worse
Hey,
things than
If
happiness.
they cut it off, he's just a tenor now.
Oh,
He's a eunuch.
He
her
can go
face,
sing
not
in the
Greek.
Frankish courts.
Take us out.
Hey, new career unlocked.
It would be far better if he came with me and we brought him to our lands. But since you wish to make a deal, and it does not involve us taking him, we'll just take a portion of him.
His happiness.
His happiness.
The
I mean,
ephemeral
banish him to
idea
the
of his
monastery.
happiness.
Just to point it out, a kingsman did come to claim him for crimes. We could always say that we delivered him to the kingsman for justice because we had found that he is guilty, whomever we may be. I did, public facing, whatever. Memorize
Fair
stuff
enough.
that you can do that I can't do.
You're doing a lot of out of character talking tonight.
I apologize.
It's okay.
To be clear, though, it's the ephemeral idea of his happiness, not a physical part of his body that you'll be taking.
Oh, we will take all his happiness. There's nothing ephemeral about happiness. It is very tangible.
It's not our choice to make.
The man.
It's not our choice to make.
I'm making it clear that there's nothing physical that you're taking.
There's nothing physical. You have all the power here. He turns to you, Anarad. For I don't have the coin and I do not have the boy. And there are 6 of you and only 1 of me.
Leif, your matter on this opinion has been quiet. What are your thoughts?
What do you see?
I guess I could divine into the fate of the boy, perhaps.
Good.
See what the gods would have us do.
You could do a premonition if you so wish. You could force one.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, let's roll it up. What'd you get there? So you needed 3 successes. You got 5. Well, that's fantastic. That's a big old premonition about the boy. And what are you focusing on if he goes? What exactly are you focusing on?
Let's say the fate of the boy if a deal is struck. Right? Like the concept of taking his happiness is pretty abstract. Right? So like in a more specific sense, what is that price exactly?
You see the boy living a very long life, devoid of anything, devoid of any kind of laughter. It's just a long, toilless life. No joy. Just Heartache after heartache, heartbreak after heartache. Eventually, you see he jumps off the cliffs, off the white cliffs. That's how you see it. He will take his own life if given to the Fae.
I believe that we have a question about over mercy. I have looked and seen a long life of misery and heartache, only to be punctuated by the taking of one's own life. Do we condemn him to a long life of misery, only to suffer the same fate in the end? Or should we offer him a small mercy and end it now?
It's his choice to make.
If you take him with you to your master, what will become of him?
I don't really know. My master, he could be turned into a frog for all I know.
Is that something you do a lot of? Where you come from?
I don't do any of that where we come from. But
Is that something your master does a lot of?
he has been known to do that.
You speak for your master, speak for your master.
All
Would
I
he be
know,
allowed to be a happy frog?
as happy as a frog can be.
This doesn't seem like
Perhaps then we should leave it to the boy.
And speaking of the boy,
I've
I would
spoken my piece.
I would like everybody who's been conversating with Baldwin to make a wits plus awareness check, please. And I need one for Baldwin as well.
He's gonna run away again.
What's our difficulty?
Difficulty 3.
Wits plus awareness.
I gotta put some more in this.
I don't even have enough dice for that.
I've been here. Should I do it
someone
as
got
well?
Yeah, you should do this well.
Keyword got it.
All right, as you look up and you're mentioning the boy, he has taken off running again. And he is running toward the edge of the barley field now. just running. Baldwin just stops.
Oh, I thought I had bound him when I stopped him before.
You didn't bind him. You didn't tell me you bound him.
I did say that. I said I bound his
Yes, you
hands.
did.
Oh, you did?
He did,
Never
yeah,
mind.
he's got his hand.
My bad. I
Trample.
didn't hear that, so I misunderstood. He does not run away. We'll send all
He
those
can run.
rolls.
He's just running with
I
his
was gonna
hand
say,
side behind your back.
I got a 4 successes. I figured I was keeping an eye on him.
Yes. So he does not run away.
You also said that he was trampled. I don't see him running after getting trampled.
No, he just got clopped on the shoulder. He's fine.
Desperate man runs.
Desperate
My take
man
is
runs.
that I-
Exactly. You try to find a way to run too if you get told you're going to get turned into a frog. All right. So how do you want to
might
handle
not.
this?
My take is this: the boy's crimes has doomed himself to misery one way or the other. I say I'm with Cyneric. We wash our hands of him and be done with these dwarves, with these fae.
Meanwhile, he's still like running.
He's not running. He's not running.
I'll look to the boy.
Oh, he's not running.
He's not running.
I'll look to the boy. Sir, it seems you are being afforded a fate. Not many thieves get to choose their fate. Which would you prefer? Are you going with him? Or are you staying here?
Gulps, and you can see it visibly in his throat. He doesn't seem to know what to do. He quiets. I'll go with them. Baldwin steps forward. Okay, then. And he reaches down and he grabs the bindings and he starts leading him away. The coin, please.
I flip him the coin.
He grabs it out of the air and he puts it in his pocket. Very well. You shall neither see neither me nor my master, unless. And he just turns and walks away.
Unless.
Unless what?
He just walks away.
Better be unless he's come to pay the favor he owes.
Baldwin, what if we need barrels?
They come by barrels.
What do you need barrels for?
I don't know. I mean, build a nice
The onions.
Pickles.
Hiding bodies.
And onions.
I need it for my onion and dead body collection.
Well,
Conrad's
onions
getting
cover
a
the
side
skull well.
business in the pickled onion game. Since he's down there, he might as well make himself busy. you
I
know.
could invent the pickled onion. And then
Yeah, right. You invent the little cocktail onions.
All right, guys, that's pretty much. What else does everybody want to do? We have we still have some time left. What would people like to pursue? This is a less structured game than usual. I've got a lot of scenes, but we're not really getting into them. So, what would everyone else like to do this evening?
No, it's good. It's good. We've been able to wrap some things up, which is nice.
yeah.
tying the bow on the Fae. Getting rid of the freaky Fae.
For now.
No, for
Unless-
I think I'm going to look into some folklore about Fae and what works best to deal with them.
You're saying,
Cold
David,
iron, buddy.
Davey, you were saying before he mentioned the occult.
I was saying. I can't remember what I was saying.
No
Oh,
problem.
shit, I'm sorry, dude.
Kind of been important.
All right, so if no one has anything else they really want to do, thank you. I appreciate that, Dragon Gem. Thank you very much. With that,
Where is it
ahead.
Julianna? Where is
Julianna-
she staying?
she's not staying with. She's staying with Ethelwine.
Roswin, you get to do some sneaky.
Sneaky.
Oh,
Yes.
I will be sneaky and around.
She was
I want to
Ethelwine's
see if he's
guest.
continuing to make these trips to the Grove.
Yeah, you're going to have to let us know how pissy he is after what went down.
I would like to tell Father Seawolf to see what this other priest is up to.
And yes, absolutely, fantastic.
Good idea.
One thing I do while you are in the barley, I do want you everyone make a wits plus awareness difficulty 3, but only if you have a it's passive, so only if you have enough to get take half. Who can take half on a difficulty 3 wits plus awareness? That's
Me.
Ellie. Oh right. So you are the only one who notices there is a raven, a large raven in a tree. Not far from, because you're not far from the tree line of the barley field, but in one of the trees is a large raven specifically watching you.
It seems, everyone, that we have some company again. It seems like our friend from last week said that he would be seeing us in a year. He might be hanging around tonight.
Those of us who know, those who hide in shadows knew he never meant he would see us in a year.
Come on down and have a chat then.
It gnaws at you and takes flight. It's not
Do we entertain you?
It's not a massive raven. It's just a big raven.
Pardon me.
Well,
Look,
on this evening, we've told you what we did at the alehouse. What did you manage to get done with Cuthwin?
She actually does chuckle a little bit. She, well, I might have almost killed him tonight. Almost. But it
He's only
appears that
just returned.
yeah, I know. But it seems that in my frenzy to feed, I accidentally let the beast take over. And he ain't dead anymore. I'll tell you that. He might actually be a little... No. I kind of might have ghouled him a little bit. Or at least we're getting there. We're getting there. Look, it happens. The beast just took over, okay?
It does
appeared
happen.
he was.
That's for
It
sure.
appeared he was
I
ghouled
don't know what you guys are
before.
talking about.
It appears he's been done before. I mean, guess someone else had to
You
step
smell like
up and
smoke.
do it.
We should find out
What are
who
you talking
did that.
That would
Yes.
be good information. And how long that happened to go.
Mhm.
Was there any
Oh, it has
news
to
of a
be
fire in
not long
Winchester?
ago.
Wasn't news of a fire in Winchester, no.
So you left
Not
one
yet.
crucial detail out when you described the tavern scene to us, though.
What I leave out?
You didn't mention that this lady's a werewolf.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, you're talking to Suni, not me.
Yeah, Dick.
Yeah, you're talking about you're like, oh yeah, she's a
And
wolf.
then-
She's gonna eat us.
Oh, by the way,
It was,
yeah, we're in the dark.
She
We
was
didn't know
not
anything about
hostile.
that.
She was not hostile, and she's a shape changer, whatever that fucking means. I don't know. I truly don't know what that means.
She's
so
a
it's
witch. She's a witch. She comes up as a witch. Or whatever that means to
As a
Suni.
witch.
Yes, whatever that means to Suni. That'd be the better way to describe it, because if you don't know what a werewolf is, we'll cut it down the middle.
Edith the Witch.
Edith the Witch. I did openly accuse her of doing magic.
You did.
Eh,
Yay, more
But the
problems to
werewolf
worry
magic.
about.
All right.
yeah.
Seems like we're naturally wrapping up. It was a different kind of session tonight. I didn't come at it with the same. I have all the same stuff that I normally do, but I wanted to give you guys a better chance to kind of do the things that you want to do tonight, and maybe I go back. You know, this is like I said in my poll. I was going to try something. I didn't feel like it. I didn't like it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Me, I was just like, I felt there's like a lot of dead air. That's just me. I'm going to go around, ask the normal questions, what you like, didn't like, role play, and scene. There's only like 3 or 4 scenes tonight, so it should be pretty easy. Roswin.
Had a great time. It was definitely a little more sandboxy than our usual games, but honestly, I enjoyed that. It kind of gave us a chance to pursue all the things that we were interested in pursuing. Yeah, there's some dead air time, but I think that was mostly just us being like, well, shit, what can we work on? We have everything. Everything's available. What do we do? But it was good because it meant we got to wrap up that Fae stuff that was going on, and I think we're all glad to not be dealing with that anymore with all the other things we're dealing with. I'm looking forward to what kind of information I can glean this week, especially knowing that Juliana is staying at the estate. Is that a recent development? Because
That is recent. Yes, that is recent.
Okay, and her husband is staying there as well then?
Yes, remember, you miss a lot during the day. There's a lot of information that you miss that happens during the daytime that you might not pick up when everyone else is sleeping at night.
It's true. Okay. So yeah, that's been an interesting development, and I can't wait to see where that goes. I am eagerly awaiting Etheline's downfall.
It's coming. Davey.
Yeah, it was good. I like the fact that even though it was sandboxy, it still felt like it wasn't in a lot of ways because the plot was still moving along. We're still like resolving issues. Like Wendreda, decided what to do at Cuthwin, and settled on ghouling him, and we managed to resolve the Fae issue in a surprising way that wasn't the way that I thought was going to happen, which is also very interesting. So that was good. Didn't feel like there was dead air so much, so that's nice as well. I mean, like, there always is when you do these things, because sometimes you're just like, what the hell do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I'm just not looking forward to rolling humanity.
Oh, I know. We have to do that when we're done. Yeah. Joshy.
I thought it was a great session. I definitely felt what you felt as far as the dead air. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just similar to our first couple of sessions. It's a hurdle, right? It's once we all figure out where to pipe in and where to jump in and how to advance to the next scene, it'll get more seamless. It's a muscle, right? Yeah, I
think a lot of us also. I think a lot of us also have that, like, who wants to go first? You know, we're just waiting.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to go first?
And I'll say for me, I had a weird energy tonight. Like, it was that the vibes in real life were weird, and that made the game weird. For better or worse, who knows? What did Suni learn? Suni learned that there's other things out there tonight.
Well, it's a small world, but lots of stuff in it. It's a small world with lots of stuff in it. Cyneric, questions, go for it.
The only thing I didn't like is that there wasn't, and I'm just one of 6 players, but that there wasn't some fallout from my little toothy experiment. But it's okay. I'll take it. I'll take it because trust me, I know Fate has other things in store. I honestly liked the kind of split storytelling, the 3 and then 3. I think it worked really well. I do apologize for my rambliness tonight. Like I said, I was like falling asleep earlier and that fed into it. But anyway, favorite scene was the dice game. I thought that was, I loved that. I loved how that played out, that Fate worked in Suni's favor. And then he lost his payday, even though he got the MacGuffin. And then roleplay was Wendreda and Roswin at the court, and then they see that there are eyes on them, and they're just like, "What's up? What do you want? Why are you eyeballing me, huh?" But yeah, no, tonight was fun. I just I'm with Joshy. I think things just feel off, but otherwise the game was fantastic.
Excellent. Bad Dad, Seth.
Yeah, I had a really good time. I thought busting Ethelwine out in front of everybody was pretty cool. Like, I didn't expect that to come to a head quite so quickly, or at least that section of it, because there's going to be more to that, I have no doubt. So I thought that was really cool. I agree with what the other said about kind of the dead air time. There was a lot of, okay, this is going on. How would my character handle that? You know what I mean? But overall, I had a good time. Had a great time.
Fantastic.
I'm glad to be done with those Fae.
Done.
I don't think we're done with them.
No, I don't think we're done with them either. All right, Wendreda.
Oh, I had fun tonight. The sandbox it's definitely new, and it is something, it is a hurdle, like Joshy said, for us to get over and all that. And once we do it, it'll be a lot easier and also a lot of that too is like, what do I say in this moment? What do I say? What would she do? And just trying to think of that, which was why she just kind of popped off on Ethelwine without really thinking, because she's like, well, if this is happening, then everything's just going to come right out. Let's just bring his downfall sooner than later. But I had a great time tonight otherwise. And that wonderful failure during feeding kind of solved one of our problems right there. Kind of wanted to do that in the first place, but hey, the dice said tonight.
Speaking of our failures tonight, let's resolve our remorse rolls. Who got stains? Raise your hand. How many do you have, Wendreda? 2. How many do you have, Anurad?
That's a 3.
All right, so you both are rolling 1 die. Roll 1 die and
Just
hope
the
for
one.
success.
Here we go. Big money, big money, big money.
I don't feel guilty.
I didn't see your... Oh, there it is. Oh, so you both lost to humanity. Oh, no. Oh,
and gentlemen.
So that's what? How many? Just one humanity?
Just one humanity.
Okay.
It is just one humanity that is lost.
I think everything I did this evening was completely justified.
It was justified.
You know what? It is justified.
They all had to die.
Eggs and omelets.
And in her head, you know, the Cuthwin thing is absolutely worth losing humanity for. She doesn't feel bad about that. Not at all.
All right, so 3 XP tonight for everybody. So we're doing good, and we will meet again. And downtimes, send them to me. You can just throw them in the thing. Do whatever you want. I want to try to focus. If there's stuff you want to do during the week, let me know. I'm available all the time. So if there's something you want to accomplish during the week, just go, Phil. Zed, I want to do this, and we'll do it, and we'll make it happen. All right, everyone. I'm going to find someone to raid out, and I have the perfect people all ready for us tonight. Mortal Rolls. We're going to raid them, and they're just getting started. They're not followers only, and we can actually enjoy them. So let's head over. Raid Mortal Rolls. I think I got that right. I do. And here we go. Stick with us, and we're going to enjoy their show.